Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening to everyone who has joined us from the Middle East region and a good day to others who have joined us from other part of the world. Thank you. We are very thankful for you to be here for our seventh online session of International Coaching Week, which is hosted by ICF Oman. I'm Coach Anjana Lumba, Education and Programming Chair of ICF Oman, and we would want you to note that this session is being recorded. A bit on housekeeping before we begin. Please keep your mics muted during the session and put your questions in the chat so that the speaker can answer those just maybe 10 minutes before the session ends. By attending this session till the end, you will be accruing one resource development CCE, and we'll forward the certificate to you within 2 weeks. At the end of the session, we would also request you to do a quick feedback form. And now it is my privilege to introduce our speaker for today's session, Coach Aditya Sisodia. Coach Sisodia is a globally recognized executive coach, strategy consultant, and leadership architect with over 16 years of corporate experience and 8+ years in executive coaching. A PCC coach and ICF mentor coach, Aditya has delivered 5,000 plus coaching hours and impacted 300 plus clients worldwide, including C-suite leaders and senior executives across industry. He is certified in Hogan assessments, NLP,
Мама, ти будеш
psychometrics,
лежати голий і
And-
телевізор дивитися. Ти вже годину сидиш. Все.
and is a Dale Carnegie trained master facilitator. As founder of S Vision Consultants, Coach Aditya also advises organizations on strategy, organizational development, and high impact transformation. With 50,000 plus hours in training, coaching, and consulting across India, US, UK, Canada, and the Middle East, his work integrates neuroscience, behavioral science, and business strategy for lasting results. Please join me in welcoming Coach Aditya Sisodia. Thank you, Coach, for being here and giving us your time and your expertise.
Thank you, Anjana. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending upon the time zone you are joining us and depending upon which time you are reviewing this recording. So thank you. And I'll request all of you, if you are comfortable, please come on the camera. If not, no issue, so that we are able to interact. And on your screen, I'll just share the slide. Just a minute. So till the time I'm sharing the deck, I'll invite everyone. Please do share in the chat what is your one expectation from today's Connect. What would you like to walk away with? Just understand everyone's expectation so that it becomes easier for me to use relevant examples. I'm just opening the slide deck also. You have new set of tools, learning more about the topic, one-to application. Great, glad to hear that. So I hope my screen is visible and I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Thank you so much. So today's topic is around tech-enabled coaching, tools and technique. This is a brief about me. I'm a ICF mentor coach. I'm the member with ICF for over 7+ years. I'm currently associated with Delhi chapter and I'm a professional certified coach. But this is not about me. Today, if you are an internal, external, or an aspiring coach from ICF, this session would support you with your practice. On your screen, these are the 10 topics which we would be touching upon. And in the interest of time, I would invite everyone, please park your question towards the end. My intention is to address them in the next 40 minutes, max 45 minutes, so that we can take your individual thoughts. In the meanwhile, if you have any questions, please do type it in the chat. My uh, peer coach, Anjana, would gladly take them and address them towards the end. Thank you so much. And I would request all of you, please do participate because there are going to be a lot of reflective questions. Now, as I mentioned, let us see how can we use this topic for our application from ethical integration into our practice, and also what are some of the tools and techniques. Our first part is the evolving landscape of coaching tech or technology, as you might say. Now, this is a reflection question. All of you are getting 30 seconds. Please do type your response in the chat. Thank you, Joanna. There's no right or wrong answer. It's pure reflection. You can share your thoughts. Great, Kirtana. Great, Gaya. Thanks, Jeff. Good. Great. So we all have a unique experience of using tech for our practice. Now, I would be sharing some popular tools, and disclaimer, I'm nowhere associated or affiliated with any of the tool. This is only for market educational purpose. Now, the need of using tech in our practice, as you are seeing, these are the top 5 points. While I was speaking to different coaches who use tech for their digital coaching, they shared this thing. And when I went through some of the white paper, these were the common themes which I got, that without tech, there cannot be any coaching, be it in person, online, virtual. And this would be related to the last part of our today's session. Now, there are two components, and I would like to understand with you, what do you understand is the difference between coaching platform and client management system? Coaching platform and client management system. You can type it in the chat. Because this is where most of the people confuse in their practice. Great, Gaia. Booking coaching platform mainly to make the session better with follow-up. Great. I would invite others also. Do reflect and share your thoughts. What do you think is the difference between both? Exactly, Joanna. Excellent, excellent. Now we are going to understand and views some of the common client management software as well as coaching platforms. Depending upon what is the size of our practice, are we handling 5 clients or are we handling 50 clients? This is important because the moment we talk about profitability, we talk about scalability, we talk about increasing our scope of work. This is where we need to understand the distinction. Again, what are some of the administrative tasks you wish tech could take care for you? And these are common. Okay. Booking, reminders, scheduling. What else? Okay, I'll be taking everyone ahead. Yes, Amit, billing, invoicing, the most important part, contracting, exactly. Pre-session questionnaire, notes, follow-up, exactly. These are some of the work which exhaust us mentally, and this is where we need to ensure that can we use tech to outsource the admin work. Now, many of the platform, they promise that the key function, be it onboarding, be it communication, be it scheduling, billing, contract, content delivery also, they can be taken care. Because as a coach, majority of our time goes into administrative work rather than coaching session, because we need to prepare ourselves, we need to make notes and ensure that we have our case history, at the same time maintaining confidentiality, trust and transparency. Now, some of the coaching platforms, some of the client management software take care of this part. Now, please remember, I'm going to be showing you some of the platforms, some of the coaching software. These are the most important consideration. And please stick around till the end, because in the chat, I would be sharing you a summary of our today's presentation. The first thing is you need to identify, are you a solo coach or are you an internal coach, external coach? Which model, which software would be best suited? Most important is how much fees per conversation, per transaction are you ready to take care? And most importantly, how comfortable are you? Many of the times, many of the platforms are not available on app, or their interface changes, app versus laptop versus iPad or tablet. So these are the three things. Please remember, if you're deciding to enroll into any coaching platform or any client management software. Now, one thing which I haven't mentioned, before you decide to invest in tech tools, remember these things and ask yourself, what is my budget for my time, money, energy? What is my budget in terms of my time, money, energy? Am I ready to invest X amount per day, per month, per week? Am I ready to invest in polishing that platform? Because all these platforms come with a cross sell and an upsell. And most importantly, do I have the time and energy to be visible on these platforms? For example, let's see, there is registry on our ICF also. How many coaches actually take out time to upgrade and revert back to the RFPs? There is a learning platform on ICF. How many people regularly log in and attend all the webinars? Anjana and I were just joking around, if only there was a certificate for registering, everyone would be there. So the idea is, am I clear with my time commitment, money commitment, with my energy commitment? Because then only any tool, any platform will give you maximum returns. Again, I'm emphasizing, this is a disclaimer. Nowhere I'm associated or affiliated. The upcoming slides are for educational purpose. Please use your discretion. Now, these are few of the tools. You must have heard about it. It would be a revision for you. For some, it would be new. So just make a note of it. On your screen, you are seeing 4 tools which I'm sharing. Paperbell. How many of you have heard of Paperbell, Simple Coach, Coach Accountable, or uh, Depsado? Anyone out here? Yes, no, maybe? First time? Because while I was researching, there were so many tools, and then I had to go and personally see them. That, okay, what is the pricing? What is their feature? Exactly. See, I was also surprised. I'm aware about it, but I never took out time to utilize them. Laurie, I would be sharing a summary of this entire presentation, which will give you an overview. Don't worry about it. Okay. But please do remember, because I don't want anyone to invest in any of this tool without understanding. Okay. Uh, so I wouldn't go much into this, but understand that all of them have a common feature of automation, admin automation work. They serve both with, how should I say, with your contracting work, with your scheduling work, with your client portal work, with your invoicing, white label. These are just some of the popular platforms. There are others also, but when I say popular means they have been in the market for over 5, 6 years, even more. Now, these are some other platforms also. Bonsai, Kajabi, Teachable, WriteUp. WriteUp is for those folks who are into health coaching, who are health coaches. Write-up would help them. And I would request you do visit them afterwards. Kajabi and Teachable is not only a coaching platform, but it is also serves as an LMS. So remember this thing. And this is my first food for thought for all the coaches present out here. How are you creating an ecosystem for your coaching community? How are you ensuring that the clients are getting values, that they are returning back to you? Because end of the day, you need one-stop solution. It shouldn't be like, for my meeting, I'm using this, for my video, I'm using this, for my invoicing, I'm using this. And is it compliant with GDPR and HIPAA? So I would be sharing this. But remember this thing, whichever platform you use, it should help you to support your community. It should help you to create an ecosystem. Okay. Now, let me ask you this thing. Based upon your current desired coaching state and your business model, what kind of platform would you need? You can just type in, I would like to cater exec. So for me, a platform like this would work. I would like to target young professionals. So for me, this platform, I would like to target folks. What is your niche you are catering to? Type it in the chat. Any target audience you are focusing on? Like in my case, I focus on executives and I focus on leadership coaching. So that way is my ecosystem I'm creating. What about you? What kind of ecosystem or clients would you like to serve? Would it be corporates? Would it be individual? Would it be students? Would it be seniors? Thank you. So I got one response, individual executives. I would invite others also. Great. Now, my intent of asking you, remember this thing, whatever you would be charging to your clients, you need to remember that many of the platforms have a subscription model. They would be giving you free trial for a month or per client, but then you need to ensure how would you say consistent on that platform, because all of them have a subscription model and an annual model where there is a capping of how many clients you can cater to. So before you decide to invest in any client, please be clear with your niche, please be clear with your commercial so that you are able to justify the investment in the client management software, you are able to justify in the coaching platform because they have their service and you need to be clear that whatever I'm charging my client, I would have a decent profit returns with my client. Now, this is the third part of today's section. These are some essential communication and collaboration tool. Now, this is my favorite because everyone is aware about it, so I wouldn't go much into this. Everyone knows about Zoom, everyone knows about Google, everyone knows about MS Team. These are the most common one. But again, I would invite you. You also need to see what is the comfort level of your coachee, of your client. Some might prefer Zoom because of the interface, because of the screen sharing, recording. Some folks would prefer Google. Google also have, if you have a Gmail business account, you also have appointment scheduler where people can block you. And with your business account, you can even integrate Stripe or PayPal. into your business Gmail. Then you have got Microsoft Team, and then there are other solution. But again, remember this thing, depending upon what you are charging to your client, invest in the annual monthly subscription, because all these platforms have their limit. If you want to do group coaching or team coaching, 100 limit Zoom would do, because the size is maximum size allowed by ICF is 15. So that can be accommodated. But then you need to do what would be your model? How long would it be? Would you like to prefer transcript of notes or what? So again, I'm just sharing with you what are the most common one. There are other platform also, but remember this thing, in some of the platform they can easily be accessed, in other they need to be downloaded or opened on the browser, and you also need to ensure how the information is being stored. How many of us have heard about Voxer? Yes, no, maybe in the chat. And Voxer is a 10-year-old software, and Voxer is like a walkie talkie where you can talk to the other person in real time. And I would request you, I was during my research, I felt that this is a good tool. For example, if Anjana is my coach and I would like to check in on her quickly, so using Voxer, I can send her an image or something real time, and I will have my secure data out there rather than WhatsApp or email or anything. So it is an interactive, like a real time walkie talkie one. So there are many tools which are there in the market, and it has got a decent rating on the iOS store and the Android store also. So do try them out. And I would again request you, have your peer coaches with whom you can do a demo session before actually experimenting it on your client. Um, Myro, how many of us? Okay. So idea is security. Voxer is secure, and WhatsApp, you never know who might eavesdrop on your conversation and things like that. So you have a dedicated platform, and I would invite all of you again, I would emphasize, please do try it out with your peer coaches so that it would be a learning and it wouldn't just end up being a theoretical or an academic topic. Do tag your buddies after this session, your peer coaches, and invite them over and explore all these platforms. Now, how many of you have used Miro for your team coaching or coaching? Great. So you are aware it's a good platform where in real time brainstorming, like I use Miro for my team coaching and my group coaching, especially in virtual. So do try it out. Okay. And these are some of the tools, again, depending upon how scalable you want your operations, you can accordingly invest in the subscription. Now, another reflection time. How do you feel any whiteboard could enhance your coaching session or workshop? What are some of the innovative ways? Great, to map the dots. Amazing. Sharing visual image of models we make. Amazing. Helping people who prefer to write than speak. And Joanna, I agree with you, because many of the coaches, they speak faster than they think. So I encourage them, why don't you leave me a voice note? Why don't you type in your thoughts and allow me some time to review before our next connect? So again, think about it. Sky is the limit. We have a whiteboard on Zoom also, but we need to save it. In Miro, we have flexibility. Later on, we can revisit it. And in group coaching, a tool like Miro would definitely be an excellent asset to us. And real-time integration and collaboration. Okay, so now let's move to the fourth part: productivity, content creation, delivery tool. Now, this is where most of the coaches are like, Should I do coaching or should I focus on content creation or what? So tell me, what is your biggest challenge? Okay, we are going to be addressing this content, balancing, prioritizing. Great. What about others? I'll invite everyone. Please do share your thoughts. Workflow, great. Because in the entire presentation, this part is the commercial part, which will give you the highest return. Okay, because we are like, should I put my content out there, or should I polish my tools, skills, or should I do business development? Should I do networking? What should I do? And it is quite challenging for me. And trust me, when I came across this, it really gave me peace of mind. And let's move ahead and see what are some of the tools. Okay. So first is, how many of you have used Trello by any chance? Anyone has used Trello in their practice? Great. So I'm seeing few coaches have used Trello or have experienced it. Trello is a great task manager because we have got so many reminders, we have got so many things to do. Trello helps us to organize it. So I would invite all of you, do try to relate it to your coaching offering, to your coaching practice, and then the standard Microsoft PowerPoint or Google Slide. Okay, now remember this thing. There is a difference between PowerPoint, Google Slide, and Canva. And on the next screen, I would be sharing with you. Canva is a design tool. PowerPoint is a presentation tool. Okay. And most importantly, there are other audio video editing tools. Has anyone out here used a Descript by any chance? Yes, no, maybe. Have you heard about Descript? Okay. Do try your hands on Descript. Descript would help you with your podcasting. It would help you to create those format, and you can train the machine. For example, if I'm looking out here on and reading my script, Descript software helps me to focus my eye on the camera. So it's quite an amazing tool. Otter AI, definitely it's a note taker one. And then Fathom Video is also an amazing one, which will help you to summarize your Zoom, Meet, MS Teams one. And how many of you have used Renotes, RE Notes by any chance? Anyone heard about it, used it? Do invest in RE Notes. Personal practice has evolved because the best part about RE Notes is, and again, I'm not getting any commission or any affiliate. I'm just sharing my experience. RE Notes, the best part is they help you to transcribe and then map the transcript based upon the ICF competencies. So you are able to evaluate your competencies and your transcript at the real time. And then they have those credit system, how much time. They have an option of AI also, and they have an option of a human also. Do try it out. There are other transcript service, but personally, I felt RE Notes was good. You see the difference because tomorrow, if you are planning to become an assessor, you need to evaluate the recording. If you are a mentor coach, you need to evaluate. I encourage all my mentees that you invest in RE Notes, upload your video or your recording, and it gives you in the format as per ICF recording evaluation. So it also helps you. And that is why I'm again reiterating, before you invest in a coaching tool or a coaching platform or a client management, be very clear what is your budget of your time, money, energy. If you want to scale your practice, you need to invest in a tool that would give you peace of mind. Okay. I'll move ahead. And another reflection question for all the coaches, all the participants out here. I shared some tools. Which one do you feel benefit you in your practice or what you to scale your operations? Revision time. Let's see how many of you can recall the tools we just discussed. Great, Jeff. Great. Anjana. Great. Okay, do try it out. And again, I'm telling you, there is another one, content scheduler tool, which I did not. Yes, I would be coming over to the confidentiality part also. I would be addressing it ahead based on the ICF one. I would be addressing the confidentiality concern from a coaching perspective and from ICF perspective. Okay, just remember this thing. What are your needs? Something which you do. What would help you operationally in your coaching practice? What would help you strategically in your coaching practice? For example, you want to create content. Where can you create it? How can you schedule it for the next 30 days, 90 days? What are the things that would ensure? What would help you to create your logo? What would help you to create your presentation? How are we empowering our coaches, our client? Again, LMS would help us to have that peace of mind. When we are not coaching, we can upload content out here, be it Kajabi, Teachable, Absorb, 360. Again, these are the one which are known for their security and global standard practice. So do check them out. And if you go to YouTube and you will see crash course in Kajabi in it, absorb LMS 360 learning. Now, one thing which I'll request all of you before you invest in any tool, any tech, please see the support. How strong is the support? Tools, you will get different version. I'm a big fan of SaaS. SaaS stands for software as a solution. I've personally tested and invested in multiple tools, but the challenge which I felt was the the software support. In case of any issue, I wasn't able to get real time support from the tech team. Now, this, if you're investing in any technology, make sure what kind of support do you need. You do not want to chase the tech team for resolution. Now, this is another favorite part of mine, and this is the most sensitive topic. When we talk about assessment and feedback tool, remember there are two types of assessment. One assessment is for individual personal reflection, and the other investment where you need to be trained to debrief those assessment. Can you recall any assessment tools where you need to be trained versus tools which can be self-administered? Type it in the chat. Yes, I knew these were some of the common one. Exactly. Now, remember this thing. Whenever we are designing any commercial package, any coaching package with the client, we need to sit back and reflect not only on the tools, not only on the platform, but also on the assessment license also. Individual to afford the assessment license which we are taking, be it Clifton, Hogan, Veblen, Disc, MBTI, 360, or any other one. Because many times, the moment you want to add value to your clients, you would like to prefer an assessment. And you need to ensure how you are going to fit in commercial. On your screen, now let me ask, how many of you utilize assessment into your coaching practice? Yes, no, or depends on client. You can just type it in the chat. Great. What about others? Thanks, Jeff. Okay. Thanks, Joanna. I would highly encourage you start utilizing Thanks, Amit. Start utilizing assessment as a part of your coaching. Okay, these assessments are a one-time thing, but they would leverage, because whenever you are going and putting your profile across the corporate or across the leadership team, the first thing which they assess you is how many assessment tools have you worked on? What kind of assessment tools are you aware about? It's a one time assessment, but it does add credibility to your profile. Now, again, the reason of taking these assessment is because we get data driven insight. Whenever I work with my coaches, I tell them, see, it's not about me, it's not about you, it's about the assessment. And this is the reason I involve multiple assessments, so that it does not become debatable that, hey, this assessment might be biased. When I have one or two assessment, I'm able to ensure what are the common factors that came out in the report. And then again, formal assessment, like I mentioned, where you need to be trained and certified, licensed. And then there are some behavioral assessment and then personality assessment. Now, remember this thing. With one of my previous client call, the client asked me, the sponsor asked me, okay, Aditya, I would like to know what kind of technique do you use in coaching? What coaching model do you use? What kind of assessment do you use? And tell me, which assessment would you like to encourage for our coaches who is into leadership transition? So I had to understand which assessment, which tool, which model would be best for the coaching journey. So please ensure, get yourself certified or do practice certain behavioral personality formal assessment, because it will help you. Like when I work with exec in leadership, my focus is more on the behavioral one and on leadership. So accordingly, decide what is your niche, which one would help you get the most ROI out of your coaching contract. Now, let me ask, what are some ethical consideration you need to keep in mind while using assessment as a tool? And there is no right or wrong answer. Do share your thoughts. Yes, Joanna, gaining consent, sharing data report. What about others? Yes, exactly. Not getting into diagnosis, but using it more to debrief the client. Yes, getting a clear view of client maturity level, their understanding. One thing which is important, are we certified, licensed to use that assessment? Having a knowledge of is a different thing, but if we say ethics, it categorically says that you need to be certified in the tools you are using. So please do be clear about it, because ethics is a very sensitive area. It's a very gray area. Tomorrow, if anyone would like to raise a red flag against you and they know that you are using a certain tool, they can contest with the ethical review board that so and so coach is saying that they use this assessment for their coaching, but they are not certified. So please be careful. Whichever tool you are saying, at least get a license or a certification in that to avoid any future issue. Okay, now let's move ahead. Huh. Now, again, these are some other tools. I wouldn't be spending much time. It's there in this summary part, which I would be sharing. Emotional intelligence one, Cliff, leadership, 360. So please ensure what is the intent. Get yourself certified. As coaches, we are investing in our upskilling. And please, if your team is also doing this, try to get them certified also, because they also fall under the purview of ICF Code of Ethics. Okay, this is the sixth part, the rise of AI powered coaching tools. Now, when I say AI powered coaching tool, which is the one tool that comes into your mind, and there is no prize for guessing this, everyone would say this tool only. There was a recent trend where people were creating images using. Yes, Chat GPT, the most obvious and the common one. Okay. Now, I would be touching this a bit later, given the time sensitivity we have right now. Okay. Now, the idea of using AI powered tool is first is remember this thing. Okay. Since people know about ChatGPT, it costs around try abacus.ai. At abacus.ai, you will get multiple tools such as ChatGPT, Grok, and others at $10 per month, and you can use it with your team. Idea is there are multiple tools. I knew I have tried Gemini also. I have used Copilot also in my practice, in my content and everything. But then I came across abacus.ai, and it's a wonderful. You have got 5 to 6 different generative AI tools which you can easily store image, video, and the response time is also good. Again, rocky.ai, which is the personal one which you can use. So just ask yourself, what is my need? If I want to create content, if my time is going, if I would like to review my notes and reflection, how can I use these generative AI tools? And I would be coming on the ethical consideration in next few minutes. Again, there is also conversational intelligence tool. How are you using these tools so that it understands the conversation and accordingly guides you? Then session summary analysis. For example, we have got Zoom AI also, which summarizes. Now, AI as a coach or as a coach, there are certain coaching platforms. What they have done is they have created a chatbot. So when the coach is not interacting with the coachee, based upon the client history, the chatbot engages with the assigned coachee so that there is continuity in the journey. Again, addressing this, let me just add in the interest of time. Please remember this thing whenever you are using Chat GPT. Okay, use for reflection. Don't use it for documentation. What I suppose I had this session. Now, afterwards, I'll go to ChatGPT, I'll put in my thought without revealing any personal identifiable information. I'll just reflect on it. Hey, I had a cohort of 20 plus participants who joined about tech and technology. We spoke about ethical consideration, ICF consideration. These were some of my points. These were some of the points received from the participant. Please categorize and make it into a proper formal note. So my reflection would be much more refined. Rather than me documenting so and so connected, this is the name, this is the age, this is the gender, where I would be violating the ethical area. So remember this thing. If you're conversation, especially when you are getting it recorded. Hey, thank you so much for giving me the consent to have this conversation recorded, which would be confidential. I may use it for my evaluation purpose. Please make sure that you document it. The other person gives you a clear consent. If the other person says, no, I'm not comfortable, because I was speaking to someone, other person told, Rohit, who is out here, Rohit yesterday was saying that what if the coachee says I'm not comfortable to switch on my camera? Why is it important that I switch on my camera and the coachee is not comfortable? These are very sensitive things. You need to ensure that you tell the coachee that, see, your camera would be accessed. We would be having this conversation. These are some of the guidelines which we would be sticking to. Please ensure that you make a note of this and you convey it. When we talk about ethics, from an AI perspective, remember, how do you establish trust? How do you establish transparency? How do you establish confidentiality in your coaching agreement? Ask yourself, does my action breaks or makes trust? Does my action encourages transparency? Does my action supports confidentiality of my client? If you are asking yourself this TTC question, then trust me, you don't need to worry about ethics. The next part is, do reflect upon this thing. What would be your three priorities when you are selecting a new coaching tech? Okay. Uh, Laurie, I would be sharing the notes in there. There are certain tools given. Do check it out. Okay. Now, this is the part where many coaches were saying we struggle with this. Again, how many of you are aware about the coaching tool company and plr.me? Yes, no, maybe. Okay. Do try it out. Again, I'm not affiliated with them. These are good where you will get white label. You can repurpose them. You will get toolkits. You will get uh, exercises which you can use with your coaching. Tomorrow, if you create an LMS also, you need to upload some material. Have you heard about session labs? Anyone? Yes, no, maybe. Great. Srinath has heard. Great. So I would request you to please explore Session Lab also. It will help you to design the session flow with who would be introduced when and others. So do try it out. This will help you move over your writer's block because they have the templates ready. You just need to put in your white label and repurpose it. Now, something which is coming and which is emerging is the VR part. I was going through some of the platform. You must have seen those Occult Rift VR headset. They are used for training all these simulations in real time. Ask yourself tomorrow, if I had that metaverse, if you had to coach in metaverse, would you be comfortable to coach in metaverse and you were just given a VR headset? Think about the possibilities, because when we are talking about Gen Alpha, they would be existing in the metaverse only. And if you need to coach them, you need to get down into their environment. And all these VR tech you would require, because tomorrow you cannot say, I only prefer offline, I only prefer online. This is the next big wave which is coming in metaverse and in others. We have seen that Facebook's Ray-Ban glasses, Google glasses also, where in real time, the headset by Apple Vision also. So try it out, explore the possibilities, because if you do not learn, you would be left out. And again, the only reason we are using smartphone because rotatory phone and the punch phone are out. So upskill yourself, explore these things. And many of these VR platform, they do allow you. Ask yourself, what is my unique advantage in my coaching niche? What am I doing differently? And many of the corporates, many of the big institutions are utilizing VR for coaching. Okay. Now, strategic selection, which tech to use and when. Again, as I'm again and again emphasizing, be clear with your time, money, energy commitment, and then decide, would I be able to get the ROI on my tools, on my assessment, on the platform fees, on the subscription fees, which is on recurring basis? And how many clients can I handle? Kajabi and others are good as long as your community is sustaining itself. Okay, you are able to create an ecosystem. Okay. Most important consideration is need versus nice to have. Oh, everyone is creating an coaching LMS I need to have versus do I actually need it? Can I maintain it? How comfortable am I with the platform? Does it have an app? How comfortable is my client with the tech and everything? I would name some of the top coaches. They do not use WhatsApp. They only use email. And they are like, we are comfortable. We do not want to use WhatsApp or anything. You email us because they are concerned with the data privacy. So ask yourself, would my client be comfortable to enroll in this ecosystem? And that is why I'm encouraging you, do a peer coach review. Okay. Then most importantly, remember the compliance part. HIPAA is for health professional and US. GDPR is for the European nation. Trust, transparency, confidentiality. Remember from a compliance perspective, how scalable is it? Tomorrow, if all of a sudden multiple coaches come to you, would your platform be able to handle it? And most importantly, if you are working with a corporate, will the corporate be comfortable with the platform you are using? And can you utilize it for your team? For example, the challenge with Gemini is you can only use it with your email ID. The advantage with ChatGPT is you can use it with one number, one email, and then you can circulate it. But again, how sustainable is it? So ask yourself, will my team be able to use this tech? Will my team be able to use this tool? The second last part, what is the future? So I wouldn't spend much time. I'll quickly go through it. First is wearable tech. When I'm working with many of the leaders, I ask them, okay, so what was your HRV, heart rate variability? How is your sleep coming up? How many steps are you taking? They just send me a screenshot. So I'm aware that they are taking care of their physical well being. Because if I'm responsible for their emotional well-being, they are also taking. With few of the clients, I did a VR session. I was like, okay, this is interesting. They were like, we are in another part, we are in another time zone. Why don't we meet over VR? I was like, okay. So it was a good experience for me. And I would encourage you, do be open to such kind of experiences. And tomorrow your client would be like, this is the type of coaching I want. Many of my clients are like, Aditya, we do not know what is happening. The moment I saw the biomarkers, the person was like, Aditya, the reason I was getting anxiety was because my vitamin D had dropped significantly. And thanks to the biomarker, I was aware about it. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. Thank you so much for telling me. So think about it. How are you using these biomarkers, wearable tech, VR, AR into your practice? Because this is what's going to happen. It has already started. If you have heard of Zoom, which is the latest wearable tech, which has no screen, which is used by all the athletes. The reason athlete prefer Zoom because it has got zero display. It captures their biomarkers and send it, and their coach are able to identify, okay, that's interesting, this is your heart rate, this is your glucose rate, things like that. Now when we talk about ICF, whatever you are doing, as long as you have the consent of the client, that the information can be shared, as long as client is aware about how their information would be used, it's fine. As long as the client's identity is preserved, it's fine. Because do not use anything which might later be disclosed, through which anyone can guess which is this client, what level they are. And finally, the conclusion. Remember what I shared with you. Use a strategy based upon your time, money, energy commitment, and you design the future, what kind of tools you want to use based on your comfort, and see technology as an enabler, not like something to handicap you. The more you learn, the better you would be in command. And this is me, and over to Anjana.
Thank you so much. So many of them out there. Wow, that was a treasure trove, Coach Aditya. Thank you so much for making us aware of everything that's available out in the market. Now it's for us to do the work. Thank you. I would now request everyone to please come on the camera. We can just take a quick group photo for our social media handle. And I would also put in the chat a link for the feedback, if everyone could just spare a minute and fill that up for us. Our marketing and PR chair, Fatma, is here with us, and she loves taking these pictures, and she also tells us to smile. So we are ready for you, Fatma, whenever you are.
1, 2, 3, smile. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I would now like to request ICF Oman Chapter Vice President Coach Badria Al Khefi to please quickly give us a vote of thanks.
Thank you, Anjana. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Coach Aditya. Thank you, everyone from all around the world. Happy ICFW week, and inshallah you will continue with us. And
Tomorrow.
I think we have almost 2 more days to be in, and welcome always in Chapter Oman. And thank you for coming. Have a nice day today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Coach Aditya. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. See you again soon. Bye for now.